All right, all right, all right. What's going on, guys? Vega here from SerpentX Tech, and it's a beautiful Saturday morning. Woke up just a little bit later than I was hoping for, but for anybody new watching this now or in the future, as I mentioned, my name is Vega. This is a show we do called Caffeine Crypto every Saturday around 11 a.m. ish, if I wake up on time. And we just talk about what's going on in the news, what's going on in crypto. I mean, this week was pretty good. I could honestly say this week was pretty good. Profits were pretty good. Profits are still good. If you're a miner at home, you're doing pretty good right now. If you're not mining and you're at home, well, what are you doing? Get in the game. Let's go. Like EA says, get in the game. So actually, I welcome you to join me with some type of caffeinated beverage of your choice. This one, of course, I went back to my tried and true NOS, still waiting on my sponsorship, but yeah, so market's doing pretty good. And we'll have to see how things go. I mean, Ethereum's over 4,000. We went all the way up to what, 67, almost 67K, but fell back after, right at it or before it. Really depends on what exchange you're on or we're looking at. Looking at the hourly over the past week, you can see at the end on the 15th, the end of last week, we just been on this steady uptrend, and now we're putting in a downtrend. And I have a complete understanding for people who took profits as we hit our all-time high. That's very common. I'm not mad whatsoever. I am not hating. Good job on you for taking profits. I just think Bitcoin, not financial advice, Bitcoin will continue to go up higher and higher as time goes on, especially considering the current state of events, markets, and stuff like that. So yeah, but I mean, mining profits have been good and have gotten better, and will continue to get better as things progress. In my opinion, just my opinion. But let's get into the news. Good morning, everybody. Crypto Noob UK. I know. You always check in with me every once in a while. It's good to see you. Magic Lucky, Brent. I think I pronounced your name Lucas. Yeah, having a good day over here. Yeah, at home mining is good. What's up, Crypto Mikkel? Sorry to wake up late and tag you in your own show. Hope you guys had a good show. That Noctua fan from Jay is pretty. I don't like the fans on the Noctua GPU, but whatever, it's all good. Thank you for coming over, Golden Wolf, High Speed Miner, anybody else coming over from the Crypto Mikkel stream. So, the next Bitcoin price will be shallower than 80%, says Pantera Capital CEO. This was October 17th. I want you to keep this in the back of your mind because the next article, we're going to talk about something a little bit different. So, Bitcoin market tendencies to crash over 80% after logging strong bull runs might come to an end. I'm going to give you my opinion after I read a little bit of this. Articles have not been posted in the description, but I'll have it in there by the end of the video. That is according to a new report published by California-based hedge fund Pantera Capital. In detail, the report notes that recent periods of Bitcoin price drops have been less severe than in the past. Making sure my mic is good. For instance, in 2013, 2015, 2017, 2018, Bitcoin crashed by as much as 83% after topping out near the $1,111 and $20,089, respectively. Similar to cryptocurrencies' bull run in 2019-2020, the 2020-2021 led to massive price corrections. Nevertheless, the scales of their retracement afterward were 61 and 54%. Dan Moorhead, CEO of Pantera Capital, highlighted the consistent drop in selling sentiment after the 2013-2015 and the 2017-2018 bearish cycles, noting that future bear markets would be shallower, he explains. And here's the chart that they're talking about. So in essence, as we continue to move forward, the drop cycles are going to be less severe, right? So we could see here, even in this chart, we had a 68% drop, 83% drop, 83% drop, 61, 54, and that they're probably going to be, much shallower than they were in the past as things go on, especially since everybody's losing their head over recent news. The approval of the ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF raised expectations that it would make it easier for institutional investors to gain exposure to the BTC market. That also helped Bitcoin wipe out almost all losses incurred during the April-July bear cycle. So making it easier for institutional investors to get in the game. That was a big one because, America has not had an ETF approved. The SEC normally blocks it in some form or fashion, or it just never gets done, or it gets delayed, whatever. It's becoming increasingly common to hear 100K valuation Bitcoin grows to becoming a mainstream financial asset. And I've been hearing a lot of people calling for 100K Bitcoin recently, and not too long ago. So now looking at the price and where we're at, again, not financial advice, and nothing I say on these videos are financial advice. I'm just saying, like, logically, we can easily reach 100K. When? Nobody knows. Of course, everybody's got their price predictions and time frames. But, yeah. Moorhead cited the popular stock-to-flow model, which studies the impact of Bitcoin's halving events on prices to roll out a similar bullish outlook for cryptocurrency. He noted that the first halving reduced the new Bitcoin issuance rate by 15% of the total outstanding supply, which is around 10.5 billion BTC, leading up to a 9,212 BTC price rally. Similarly, the second halving decreased the supply of Bitcoin by 1/3 of the total outstanding Bitcoin and led to a 2,910% bull run, almost a third of the previous one, thus showing a lesser impact on BTC price. The last halving was May 11, 2020, which further reduced the amount of Bitcoin against the circulating supply, and Bitcoin rallied by over 720% since. The flip side is we probably won't see any more of the 100x year rallies either. That's the negative side right there. Is as the bearish drops, or the drops of Bitcoin become shallower, right? They're not as dramatic, they're not as big. We may not see those huge yearly gains that we were once seeing, as Bitcoin becomes more liquid and more people are in the space, and institutions and retail investors and everybody's just going ham. So that being said, right? So the title of this one on October 17th says the next Bitcoin crash could be shallower. Then we get one that happened yesterday, and when I say yesterday, I mean Thursday. Bitcoin flash crash. Now this wasn't a flash crash throughout, right? Obviously, we do not see any flash crashing here. We see on the 21st. Let's see here. 21st starts about right here. All right, we got a little pump, and then we drop from, let's say, the 66K range all the way down to 62K range. I wouldn't call that a flash crash, but that's a different story because guess what? It was on a different exchange. Bitcoin crashed to just 8K. 8K. If you had a position in for $8,500 on Binance US, you lucky son of a gun. October 21st, Bitcoin crashed to 8,100, but only if you were trading on the Binance dedicated United States exchange, Binance US. On October 21st, Binance US suddenly printed a 1-minute candle that took BTC USD from 65K to 8.2K, a drop of 87%. And what traders call a scam wick, the 1-minute BTC USD differed dramatically from other major exchanges, which logged a 1-minute candle with a floor of around 64.2K. The phenomenon has occurred more frequently in recent days, with Bitstamp also seeing freak order book levels. The scope of Binance US error, however, was in a league of its own and did not go unnoticed by market participants. We got a quote here. Well done, Binance US. Good thing Americans are forced to use these bad word exchanges where they can get completely scammed on unreasonable thin books. This type of bad word just shouldn't be happening. It's not fair that some get stopped out and some stay in, and some gets filled and some don't. That's a good point. Is even though you may have had a price, a buy-in point at 10K, just because the wick hit all the way down to 8,200 does not mean, just in case I'm a little bit loud, does not mean that you actually got your order filled. Crypto Chase referred to the implications of a sudden erratic price movements on the exchanges. These serving to liquidate traders who should have retained their positions. The debacle was tinged with irony coming from Binance CEO CZ. Expect very high volatility in crypto over the next few months, he tweeted. Yeah, thanks CZ. Appreciate it. And you can see here this random candle just took a dump and then got back on. Really crazy. But guess what? Our boy Bits be tripping. Got a little action in it for him, as you can see. Got some of the flash dip in some form or fashion. He says it wasn't on Binance today, but scooped up some of the flash dip Bitcoin. Lesson paid off. Always got to have those limit orders in. Just didn't have it low enough, apparently. It went a lot lower than that. But, yeah. Some people got some good action, man. We may have missed out on it, but that's a good point that Bits brought up. You know, got to have those stop orders, stop limits. Got to have those positions in there just to protect yourself. You never know, there might be a flash crash, but usually it only happens on exchanges that are not as profound, so to speak, as you know, some of the major markets that we're used to. Let's see here. All right. This article from Cointelegraph, which a lot of my articles are from, but I try to mix it up with different news outlets because I don't want to just go all in on one. So Bitcoin entering the final stage of a major bull trend, crypto analyst says. Aliso, I can't say it, Rastana. Well, Aliso, I can't even pronounce these people. Believes Bitcoin is entering the final stage of the current bull market, which will propel the leading cryptocurrency to the 100K market or price target. To explain his prediction, Rastina or Eliso, I can't pronounce your name, cited the Elliott wave theory, which divides the upward price trends in 5 waves. He believes we have entered the final wave of the bull trend that started at the beginning of 2019, and that we should see the top at some point next year. So a lot of people were calling for 100K at the end of this year, but it looks like they're changing their. Well, it might happen, next year. Because the biggest thing is the holidays, and we're coming up on the holidays, and I have a feeling that there's going to be another pullback during the holidays, and then we'll just have to wait till next year to actually hit that mark that everybody keeps calling for. But just gotta be patient. When this 5-wave move completes, then I'm expecting a bear market. All right, let's see what he's saying here. So this person predicts that the next Bitcoin bear market may coincide with a broader downtrend in traditional markets, which could come in a couple of years. And they pointed out that Bitcoin would be negatively affected by stock market correction, given that both stocks and BTC are risk-on assets. So he's saying because of the Elliott wave theory, that the traditional stocks, the traditional markets, having a significant pullback could bring Bitcoin with it, which we can see because we see a lot of institutional investors or even retail investors in both markets. And what I see, especially a lot in 2019, 2020, and recently, is the same people who are in the traditional stocks or in the crypto are moving their assets in between the two, right? They gotta. If the stocks is going to crap, then you'll see them trading a lot more in the crypto market. So I can kind of see that happening. And right now, the stock market, a lot of people are skeptical or kind of nervous about what's going to happen. I really could care less because that's just a short-term thing to me. I know inflation's going up, and I'm not a politician, and I know a lot of things are not shaping up to be where they want it to be, at least the Federal Reserve, or what they expected it to be. But I think things will be fine. I think things will be fine. the biggest thing is getting this economy back in action, getting the infrastructure bill passed and move. Well, it's already passed, but getting the movement on the fine details of the infrastructure bill so we could get the ball rolling on upgrading the U.S. Because we need to start taking charge again. Not taking charge of the world, just leading the world and trying to be a leader again. Not try to be like, we're not gonna support this or that, we're just gonna do our own thing. No, we need to try to get the community, the whole world, to work together on renewable resources and a number of other projects.